Hey guys, got Ramen 7 again with another special new loot. This is a second box sent to me by Matthias and his girlfriend Hikari. So, a big thank you to both of them. And in this box, there might just be a few of the items that I was the most excited about. And honestly, also something I really wasn't expecting to find. The remainder of the 4 high grades. The RX-78, the RX-78 178 Mark-II, and the Zeta Gundam. Now, there is actually one more person involved in the story of getting these 3 because it actually has quite a big story. So, let's start unboxing this thing. And actually, it all starts off with a post made by Jeremy, also known as Area 7 Pro. First, let's quickly look at the box. And also, this is the last shot edition, which means that this is the last version of this model kit ever produced. Because this is, as far as I know, the only model kit that Bandai has, like, officially discontinued. And they really said that they're never making again. So, it all started off with a post made by Jeremy, about an Amazon Japan listing where he showed these 3 and he was like, oh hey guys, I'm thinking about getting these 3. Should I get them, yes or no? And of course, I was very interested. Now, once I saw that post, I contacted him immediately. First of all, I quickly want to point out that glorious system injection molding. Nicely colored shield, looking great. And man, just look at that body. And this is really why I think they kind of stopped with system injection molding. Like, this body is almost completely pre-made. So, Jeremy made that post. I contacted him about it, and I was like, hey, dude, are you going to get them? Get them, yes or no? Because I'm also really interested in them, but like, the last thing I want to do is like screw over a friend, like snipe the model kits off him, and like, you know, just screw someone over a fucking model kit. So I was like, just think about it. Are you going to get them? Yes or no? Get back to me, and if you're not going to buy them, I'll get them. So he got back to me and he said, you know what? You get them. So I said, all right, are you sure you don't want them? And I was like, no, dude, you get them, you review them, you do your thing. So I was like, all right, thanks. I immediately contacted Hikari. I told her, hey, like this friend of mine, he found this stuff on Amazon Japan. Can you try to find it? Or no, I think I got the Amazon links from Jeremy. It's been a while, sorry. And then, well, I sent them to her, and then she did her thing, and eventually it all ended up right here. So it was a giant collaboration with 3 people to get 3 model kits. And just look at this. Just look at this. Does this remind you of something, guys? A real grade inner frame in a high grade from 1990. So yeah, that's the cool thing about these old model kits. You just make so much discoveries with these things. And like, ever since I built the Double Zeta Gundam, I've been seriously looking forward to getting the rest of these, because it feels like every one of these has like its own unique thing. The Double Zeta Gundam was able to pull off a great transformation. The RX-78 has an inner frame. Like, also reminds me of the Gundam 1.5, which also had like a similar gimmick. And just look at these illustrations. I really wish they made more than 4 of these old high grades, because just it looks so... No way. Are we gonna be able to store it? No way, yeah. I just gotta check out the mail. I wanna know, oh my god. We can store the beam rifle on the shield. So everything is able to be stored onto the model kit. And I don't want to start off with saying that with my usual shtick of the older model kits are superior in some ways, but really, I'm once again getting pretty excited about this old model kit. Next up, the Gundam Mark-II. Like, this is honestly, right now, the one I'm the least excited about, because it doesn't really seem to have anything spectacular, and unlike the others, the proportions seem to be slightly off. It's like the older style bulky Mark II. And this looks... MS joint tuna might be slightly different. And system injection molding. And if I'm not mistaken, the color accuracy on this thing, at least right here, is... yeah. The color accuracy of this thing definitely seems to be better than that of the high grade. Just going by the top of the legs, it does not have the yellow right there. Like, this is... Huh. I just said this was the least exciting one of the bunch. But actually now thinking about it, the gray here is actual gray instead of the rather bluish thing. Something got loose right there. And... oh my god, are the earmuffs gonna have a movable antenna? You know what? This is starting to look pretty damn interesting. Huh. Well now. Ah, hey. I was about to talk about this because once again, Jeremy, he told me that he'd heard that the old G-Defensor was compatible with the with the Gundam Mark-II. And well, looks like the manual right here just confirmed that. And we'll get more about that later on. So it looks like that is indeed confirmed right now. The one thing I don't know is how good of a fit it's going to be. Because it doesn't look like it really connects to something. But, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And the last one is the one I'm the most excited about. The Zeta Gundam. And I'll be honest, the transformation of this Zeta Gundam, even though it's able to do the transformation, it's kinda cheating. Because, as you can see, the wings are in the configuration of the Zeta Plus. Because they couldn't really do the transformation of the regular Zeta at the time. And if you look at the way the real grade handles it, you know, it might be for the best. So it had a specific name. This I looked it up a few days ago. It's like the Zeta Gundam blah 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 configuration something. Because they wanted to put in the transformation, but they kind of made up a variant that doesn't really exist. But you know, it's cool they can still do the transformation. Also, I really love the way it looks. Just looking at the pictures, and the proportions seem to be really good. One funny thing though is that there's like a discrepancy in the manual and on the box with the color of the V-fin. Like on the box right here, it's just typical yellow and red. On the side here, yellow and red. Then when you look at the side here, it's white and red. And here it's once again yellow and red. And then on the manual, it's also white and red. And then here, white and red. And then when you look at the pictures in the middle, it's once again yellow and red. It's like they couldn't make up their mind. And when we look at the box, at the parts, it's yellow. So I guess they couldn't really decide which color that they were going to go with. Doesn't look like this one is going to have an inner frame, but you know, it has that transformation gimmick. The same way the double Zeta Gundam works. Now I want to see, is there going to be a white V-fin? Nope, does not look like there is a white V-fin on there. Nope, just one colored V-fin. Also no Hyper Mega Launcher, but you know, so be it. Does seem to be a thing with Zeta Gundams, like to only come with the regular beam rifle. Just look at the holes for the eyes. That face. Once the eyes are in there, that could actually look pretty good for a face for the time. So I'm super excited about these. Definitely going to be building them really soon. And I just realized that I've been talking a really long time about these three models, but you know, those four old high grades, they're just so amazing. There's so much I want to talk about them because it's like they were made in 1990, and when you look at everything that came after it, like the F91s and F90s, the 1/100 scale there, they're nice, and you can see that they were like from the same time span. But when you look at the 1/44 scales of G Gundam or Gundam Wing, and even Gundam X was still like kind of borderline, it's like, what happened? Like, I know they're not high grades, but still. they were able to put out great model kits in the 1990s, and then we look at some, like, I'm mainly familiar with the Gundam Wing and the Gundam X models. When you look at some of the Gundam Wing models, it's like, what happened? Like 144 scale Dead Scythe? Jesus Christ, that face! When I said G-Defensor, I would get back to that. I also bought it. Matthias was able to spot this thing for really cheap. I forgot how much it was, but it was like only a couple hundred yen. Or maybe, nah, I don't think 100 exactly, but like really cheap. And, well, when I remembered that Jeremy told me that the G-Defensor was supposed to work with it, I said, you know what, let's risk it. I'll see how it turns out. And it looks like it turned out alright. So how is this supposed to connect? Oh. Well, I think we figured out why it actually works. It doesn't... Let's just say it doesn't really connect in the traditional sense. It just slides over there. It's like us putting on a glove or something. Let's look at the color separate. Why, thank you. There's glue included. I think this is also going to be one of the giveaways that this is an original kit, because I highly doubt Bandai still gives out glue with their model kits. Would be funny though, and a little hose, a little spring included. That's a neat little detail. Let's see, this probably isn't valid anymore, I'm going to guess, because if I'm not mistaken, this is an original release. Yeah, this is most definitely an original release from way back when, so it's a pretty old one, and unfortunately, the rifle is all in, well, I was going to say white, but it's that weird old white greenish tint. Let's put that back in there and have a quick lightning round of the rest, because, like I said, I've been talking a bit about those old high grades. So, next up, another old one, the Yakt Doga. Once again, this was super cheap, so I decided, you know what, I'm eventually going to get all the Char's counterattack models, so I might as well grab that one while it's cheap. And looking at some pictures, color separation on this thing seems to be really good. Well, for the time, of course. And once again, this thing does seem to do a really good job. Once again, it's like that weird thing where in the mid-90s, Bandai just said, you know what, screw it, we're not going to put that much quality control into our Gunpla. And then Gundam Seed had to come along and save Gunpla and Gundam. Which is unfortunately very much a fact, even though not everyone will like to agree on that. So yeah, just looking at the straight build of it, and then looking at the completed build, yeah, not a lot of work you gotta do, except that, well, one sad thing is that we don't get a sticker for the eye. Like, I looked it up, and we get stickers for a lot of things on it, and you can't exactly see the sticker sheet, but the eyes get no stickers. That's like the one thing. Like, even the old... Well, not all old not all the old Zakus, but like all of the old 100 scale and 160 scale Zakus came with one sticker, the mono eye. And this thing is like, you know what, we're going to give you all the other stickers except for the mono eye. And I said I was going to hurry this up. So next up, we have the Argama. All wrapped, and now it's unwrapped. This thing was on discount because the box was down. I can't remember if this was 50% off or more, but the thing about X models is I like them kinda, but they're super expensive. They're way too expensive, and getting them for full retail price is ridiculous, and I would only ever consider getting them at full retail price for the few ones I really, really like. Like, I got, and thinking about it, that was only like the Magellan and the Salamis. So yeah, the one funny thing about the X models is you gotta paint them. The one big thing from Bandai is always like super high quality and have it in color. This has a super high quality, but not really the color. I gotta say, those little mobile suits are really nicely detailed, and I do believe that like the detailing on the X models might be slightly better than that of regular models, but not by a giant noticeable margin. What is cool, however, is that this does seem to be metal. It is heavier than regular plastic, so it's a cool little feature. Then another wrapped one, the SD RX-782 Gundam EcoPla version. And I've really said that I had all the EcoPla models I wanted, and that I had all of them except for the SDs. Well, now I do have all of them. Kinda. Because the thing is, Matthias was able to find the RX-782 and the Zaku SD, and of course, he's a big fan of the Zaku, I'm a big fan of the Gundam, split them up, and now he contacted me a few days again about the SD EcoPlus, and Hikari was able to find another listing of an RX-72 and a Zaku EcoPla. So he said, hey dude, I'm still missing this one, you're still missing the Zaku, wanna buy them, split up the cost? And I said, of course, this is the last one I need to fill out the collection, so you know what, let's do this. I'm going to have an SD Zaku. As for this thing, oh, oh yeah, that's right, it came with a little SD core booster. Aw. I'm not the biggest fan of SDs, but I will admit that the few SDs I have, they do have their nice, you know, how to put it, they do have their nice accessories and their nice little gimmicks. It's like, whenever you buy an SD Gundam, there's always something cute and nice about it. Like, you get a little extra core booster, you get, I believe it was the bazooka that fired, like, spring shot rounds. I'm not sure of it anymore, but I think this was one of those SDs I could... Sure, no... I don't know, the gimmick here is just that we get the core booster. And very nice opening things for an SD. One thing though, the stickers are still white. Aw, that would have been... It would have been much better if these stickers were also black and the text was white. Anyways, moving on. Really like the style of the manual of these SDGs, G Generation 0 figures, because it's like the Master Grade, except the Gundam is on it right there. And I'm going to assume this is the development tree from the game. Looks pretty nice there. If only, if only they would have made SDs of the ground gym. Or more gyms in general, because the only gym you can get is like, well, the gym custom, but it's a combo pack along with the Alex. So you were going to build yourself either gym custom or the Alex. So there's kind of a gym, there kind of isn't a gym. Then the final model kit I got in this box is the Novel Desert. And of course the show didn't get an English adaptation, so we can't really be sure about the English pronunciation. The Japanese one is Noberu Desato. So yeah, New Dessert. Or something Char would pilot. Very Hyakushiki-esque because of course same mech designer. Oh, interesting. It's like one of those cars you sometimes get with old Bandai model kits as well. Like a mechanic file. I got one with my Gun Cannon 3. It's like sometimes you get those cars and sometimes you don't. It's like weird. Man, this manual really makes it feel like this is an original release. Seems like it has like that brown effect going on with old paper. Overall, it looks like this thing has pretty acceptable color separation. I don't know what year this was from. Let's see, was it on here? No, it doesn't really seem to tell us a year when this was released. Nope, no year on here. Number 18. Nope, doesn't seem to give us a year. Maybe in the manual. Yeah, 1995. I don't think so. Oh, this is a reissue from 1995, is it? Well, this manual does look slightly older. But yeah, I highly doubt this was released in 1995. The show was quite a while ago, and you know, maybe would be interesting if it was 1995, but nah, no way. Anyways, about the model kit, the red seems to be a bit on the salmon side. I think YouTube might make it look like it's redder and slightly darker than it actually is. It's like, yeah, the red could have been slightly better. Then again, looking at this picture, that's pretty much the way it's supposed to be then, but here it's more orangey, and on the box it's more reddish. So great, we've got red discrepancy. Anyways, let's put this back. L-Guy, one of those shows, I really like the mech design. I really thought it had potential, but eventually, I gotta say, Heavy Metal L-Guy, it fell a bit flat, mainly because of the ridiculous main character. Well, ridiculous main character. The ridiculous way he acted. And, like, the stuff he would continuously let his friends get away with. Moving on to non-model kits, and once again something I was really excited about. The voice idol of Asuka. And this is, I believe, like one of the deluxe voice idols. And man, I gotta tell you, there are a few giant differences between the regular voice idols and the deluxe voice idols. First up, this thing is much bigger. I'll quickly bring in my Marin voice idol, and you can tell the size difference is pretty big. Also, the quality does feel significantly higher on this thing. It just feels like a regular, nice model. So, it looks great, it's big, and the final difference, well, actually there are two differences that are kind of one. The voices, not only are there 10 of them instead of just 3 on the normal voice idols, but they're actually all numbered. Instead of with the regular voice idols where you just have one button, you press it, it plays one. You press it again, it plays the next one, you press it again, it plays the third one, and then it just starts looping. Here, if you specifically like one or you dislike one, well, you just get the choice. And they picked some of her most iconic lines, including... Hello, Shinji. Guten Morgen. I apologize for any German watching who just felt that his language was absolutely raped as well. Her German wasn't the greatest in the show. And of course... Chance. So, overall, it's a really nice figure. I was really looking forward to getting it, and once I got it, I definitely was not disappointed. Like I said, it's big, it's high quality, it's got a lot of really good voices, and a few ones I was, of course, really hoping it would have. Then let's quickly wrap this video up with the final things I got. One figure, Gundam Operation, a Baoku. Of course, it's the gym. Once again, one of those things he was able to find for really cheap, so I said, you know what, I'm trying to cut down on my figure collection, but because it's so cheap, I'll bite. Got a bunch of stuff here, Battle 1, Gundam vs. Zeon, because, well, there are option parts in here for the Gundam fight with the Zeon. We do get a few shots of the gym here. I didn't actually go through this, so let's see. Gun, cannon, more gyms. One of my favorite scenes of the original Gundam series. A gym beating a dome. And then where's the one? Is this the one where the ball gets kicked into the gym? Let's go on. Let's go on. Let's see. We got a dome beating it. It's just a bunch of different shots of mass production machines. That does look pretty amazing as well. But you can see I already pulled out the gym because of course I had to see what it was like, and it's a really nice figure. The only thing I can say about this is that it's 4 points of articulation short of being an action figure. I mean, the head moves, the arms rotate around, they rotate right there. The legs can go forwards and backwards, the feet can move, but there's no knee or elbow articulation. It was like this close. And here, there's actually an accessory for the RX-72, which is not included, but if you want to, you can also attach them to the gym. So for the gym, you got yourself the Hyper Bazooka, or of course, the Beam Spray Gun. You've got the shields, you can put it on either the arm or the backpack. So you do get a nice amount of options to display your gym. And then finally we also get this thing which hooks up to the beam rifle, of course, in order to replicate the final shot. And for that, we also get a damaged Zeong head, so we can put that just like that. Also, like I said, small X-ray would have been really cool if I could put the gym like next to this guy right there. And he can actually use the bazooka provided with this. So, it's a really cool figure. And then the final Gundam related thing in the box, the 35th anniversary Gundam glass. Literally 100 yen, if I remember correctly. So I was just like, you know what? For 100 yen, I'm not gonna let that slide. Just get ready. It's a really nice design glass. Like the Gundam phase on it, 35th anniversary, 2014. I just saw it and I thought, you know what? I gotta have that in a collection. Like maybe I can put some stuff in there. You know, maybe use that as a container for the beam saber or something, or spare weapons. I mean, this is definitely going to get some use. And talking about drinks, let's wrap up with food. The first one is miso ramen tabetai. I want to eat ramen. This one just looks nice. Miso ramen. I don't think you can really go wrong with that. And the next one is tonkotsu negi ramen. New touchy. Not new type, new touch. I don't know what to expect from this. In general, I'm usually not a giant fan of spring onion, but you know what? That's instant ramen. I'm interested to see what it's going to give. And that's all for this very special new loot. The first ones I'll of course be building are 3 old high grades. Then for the rest, it's going to be a bit dependent. The Argama, I'll be honest, that's not going to be built anytime soon. I got it because it was a great deal, probably something I wouldn't find again, but because of the sheer amount of painting this thing requires, it's just something that I want to deal with at the moment because I still have a lot of other things to work on. The Yakt Doga will probably be integrated in like my old reviews, like you've seen the old school gym review, and well, I'm going to make an announcement about that probably in a few days, or at the very least like in a week or something, what I'm going to be doing with the old reviews, like the ones pre-1990. Like the glue together ones and the Shards counterattack ones are probably going to be integrated into that style of review as well. So stay tuned for updates on that. The G-Defensor I'll probably just slap together. And even though that's an old review as well, since it is kind of part of the Mark-II, that'll probably get built along with the Gundam Mark-II, and just for the purpose of that review, will be integrated into a regular review. The new dessert, I'm going to see what I'm going to do with that. So, that's all for this new loot video. Once again, a giant thanks to Matthias and Hikari, and also Jeremy. So, see you guys next time.